3 games out of the last 12, including a penalty shootout, having lost quite a lot of matches in a short space of time. Do you feel as though the work that you're doing, the ideas that you have, are, albeit slowly, starting to show themselves on the pitch?
I feel that. I feel that in the last games that we understand better the idea that what we want to do. We are better understanding the plan for the games. We are giving more time to the team to win or draw games. We are not suffering one goal and then losing our mind and suffer another goal. So we are understanding the moments of the game, and also we are understanding better the way we want to play.
Sorry.
What kind of selections do you think you'll be making for the rest of the season? Because you've obviously got a thin squad at the moment, young players on the bench again, not a full bench again. Is anyone coming back, or do you think you'll have to be able to rotate it from now on?
With different competitions, we have to rotate because we are risking a little bit some players. For example, Casemiro was so tired. We didn't want to risk Ugarte because today was a decision in one competition, and Ugarte wanted to stay here. I think we have Mason Mount. He's going to return really slow. Kobe maybe will return in the few weeks. I don't know for sure. Harry Maguire will try not to risk. We'll see for Sunday. We need all the players. Again, I think against Lyon is going to be a different kind of game. The physicality, they have the same physicality, is going to be a different game, more demanding in that aspect, and we have a lot of difficult games in Premier League.
Sorry.
I think a lot of people would expect United to beat Leicester just on the way that Leicester have been performing, but what are you expecting from them? And given the finances are tight, how important is it climbing up all those different spots to get that extra money at the end of the season?
Everything is important, and we need to continue with this feeling that we can win games. And games after games, it doesn't matter the time of rest or the time to prepare the next game. We can do it, and we show against Arsenal. We have to be humble and forget that, forget the table, and face Leicester like we face today Real Sociedad. We just need to win to improve our position in the table, and the most important thing is continue with this feeling of winning and that we are improving as a team.
Hi Ruben, can I just ask about Aidan Heaven? Like, it was a big call, for such a young player to be playing tonight. How do you think he fared? How do you think he handled the occasion? And is he ready for more regular football this season?
He's going to if he continues like that, he's going to play. Of course, he's young. He didn't play much this season. Maybe just 45 minutes for under 21, then a few minutes here. Now a full game. I really like his confidence. I like his pace. I think he's good in defending the box. I think he's quite complete, but he has a lot of work to do. In Premier League, we will face a different kind of player, and he's going to be tested in a different way. So we are trying to manage all this because he's still really young.
Hi, Ruben. You've spoken more than once about just surviving this season, getting to the summer. After this display tonight, how confident are you that you will survive this season?
I know that in football we can, especially in our moment, we can have a really good moment and then drop really fast. So our focus is to continue. Don't be too happy, too depressed. So my idea continue. We have to survive. That definition could change in the end, but our idea is to improve the team, to be prepared, fresh for the game against Leicester, and not focus a lot and changing our mind because we'll win or lose.
Just back on Bruno, when he plays like he did tonight, and really leads by example, and the way he always makes himself available, just playing through the pain barrier, does it surprise you that there are ex-players out there who question his value to Manchester United? And in your opinion, how much worse off would this team be without him this season?
I think is so important. Is so important for this team, and you can see by the numbers, and you can see from these last games, he is always the guy that scores. He's not the most important thing. He's not the only thing, but he's always there. When you played for this team, you have to be prepared for the critics, and I understand that former players had a lot of success, and the standards for them was so high. They see the things like that. Sometimes black and white. In the life, sometimes it's not just black and white. There is some other colors, and you have to understand the context. Again, he's always there, trying his best. I'm really proud of to coach a player like him.
Last two, Carl Paul.
Mr. Amorim, Ruben Amorim changed to a three-at-the-back system to go up against Chelsea last week. You've mentioned physicality throughout this press conference. When you go up against a team that has the same shape, does that need for physicality increase because you're going man to man in every position?
I think that is clear because it's a lot of duels. It's man to man, basically, especially where the ball is man to man. So it's going to be so much physical. It's a different game, and we have to use different positions and different tools to win the game. If you think that we are going to play the next game the same way that we played today, is a mistake, because it's a completely different team that we are going to face, and the physicality is really important, especially in our league.
Can you share anything about those different tools?
I will not share nothing with you guys.
Last question, Paul.
Hi Ruben, just on Mason Mount, do you think he'll be ready for Sunday, and how much are you looking forward to working with him for a prolonged period?
I already said that I really love Mason Mount, because I see him, I know how he suffers, I know how he does everything right.
Europa League draw: who could Man United and Tottenham face in the last 16 after the conclusion of the playoffs? Manchester United and Tottenham have learned their possible Europa League last 16 opponents ahead of Friday's draw. The knockout playoff round concluded on Thursday, with the winners of the 8 ties joining those who finished in the top 8 of the league phase. United, Spurs, and the other 14 teams left in Europe's second-tier competition will find out who they will face when UEFA conducts the draw at their headquarters in Nyon. The Premier League sides will be placed in opposite halves of the bracket as a result of being paired together after United ended the league stage in third, a place ahead of Spurs. It also meant they could be drawn against the same 4 opponents in the round of 16: AZ Alkmaar, Galatasaray, Real Sociedad and Midtjylland. And following the conclusion of the playoffs, United and Spurs know they will face either AZ Alkmaar or Real Sociedad. Dutch side AZ Alkmaar overcame Galatasaray in their 2-legged tie, while Real Sociedad edged past Danish club Midtjylland. A 4-1 win in the first leg in Holland effectively sealed AZ's spot in the last 16, which they sealed 6-3 on aggregate, while La Liga outfit Real Sociedad beat Midtjylland 7-3 over the 2 legs. Rangers, meanwhile, will take on either Fenerbahce or Bodo Glimt. United last played Real Sociedad in the group stage of the 2022-2023 Europa League, losing 1-0 at home and winning 1-0 in Spain. Their most recent clashes with AZ Alkmaar came in the 2019-20 Europa League group stage, with a 0-0 draw in the Netherlands followed by a 4-0 United victory at Old Trafford. Spurs beat Alkmaar 1-0 at home in the league phase of this year's competition. They have never faced Real Sociedad in a competitive fixture. The first leg of the round of 16 is due to take place on March 6 with the returns a week later. Both United and Spurs will be at home in the second leg. Teams are now able to plot their potential route to the final as they can only play sides on their side of the bracket before the showpiece clash in Bilbao on May 21. Unlike previous iterations of UEFA competitions, teams are no longer drawn against each other in the knockout stages. They are instead placed into one of 2 possible places in the bracket, which has been predetermined based on their placing in the league phase. Europa League last 16 draw. All you need to know as Manchester United and Tottenham learn their opponents for the next round of the competition. A fresh look to the Europa League has provided it with added gloss, but the action throughout the competition has been as exciting as ever. The new inclusion of a playoff round prior to the last 16 has also seen some familiar European names fall away at an early stage in the competition. However, Premier League giants Manchester United and Tottenham haven't had to worry, having secured an automatic spot in the last 16 by virtue of finishing in the top 8 of the initial group phase. After Thursday's results, it's now confirmed that the Premier League sides will face either AZ Alkmaar or Real Sociedad in the next round of the competition. The draw to confirm every team's route to the final will be held on Friday, February 21st, which is where things may become somewhat confusing. United and Spurs finished 3rd and 4th in the league table format, meaning they will make up one seeded pair in the draw. Ties for the last 16 are scheduled to be played on Thursday, March 6th, with the return legs a week later on Thursday, March 13th. UEFA state that clubs are paired based on their positions at the end of the league phase to form 4 seeded pairs: clubs in positions 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 7 and 8. The clubs in each seeded pair are drawn into one of 2 positions in the round of 16 against the relevant winner of the knockout phase playoffs, whose position was determined by the knockout phase playoff draw. 4 bowls are prepared for this draw, 2 for the silver side of the bracket and 2 for the orange side of the bracket. Each bowl contains 2 balls representing the winners of the round of 16 matches from one rung of the relevant side of the bracket, with the first silver bowl containing slips of paper marked winners are 16-1 and winners are 16-2, and the second silver bowl winners are 16-3 and winners are 16-4. The first bowl on the orange side will contain slips of paper marked winners are 16-5 and winners are 16-6 and, finally, winners are 16-7 and winners are 16-8 in the second bowl on the orange side. The draw starts by shuffling and then drawing the balls placed in the first bowl of the silver side of the bracket. The first ball drawn from this bowl indicates the team which will play the first match of the quarter-final at home, and the second ball the team which will play the return leg at home.